Family health, healing, and resilience. Let's take a look at just several random ideas in terms of how to keep your family healthy, both the couple partnership, if there's a couple, relationship with your children, relationship with your aging parents, or if you're a younger person, with middle-aged parents, how do you maintain healthy relationships with them? Let's just look at several different things to just be mindful so that we don't allow our anger and our frustrations with one another, our pride, our ego, the lower mind consciousness to get in the way of us experiencing the best relationships we possibly can. So, number one, when experiencing challenges or rifts or anything like that, identify the dysfunction so that you can alleviate the dysfunction. In other words, have a problem solving mentality with solution oriented strategies as opposed to just perpetuating the problem. Instead of just maintaining, the dysfunction. We're angry with one another, and I'm going to hit below the belt, and I'm going to, whoever screams the loudest wins, and I'm going to be petty and passive aggressive, and I'm going to move your shaving cream, and you know what I mean? I'm going to do things to make your life miserable and to make you feel like you're crazy. I'm going to hide your keys, and let's stop the BS and let's be mature. And no matter how aggravated we become and no matter how annoyed we are with our family members, let's see if we can practice assertive communication. Let's let go of being passive aggressive. Let go of being aggressive. And let's stop being passive because those three don't work. Assertive communication, where we say what we mean what we say, but in a way that is honest and authentic and truthful with no intention of hurting the other party. Also, talking versus yelling, understanding versus judging, and incorporating love in all conversations and your communication style. In other words, having a commitment to heal versus needing to be right. These things are so important. Just, be mindful. And then consider the 5 love languages that Gary Chapman, has offered all of us to consider: words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. I'm going to tell you right now, if you just simply focus on identifying and alleviating dysfunction, you have a problem solving mentality, and you look to find solution oriented strategies. You talk versus yell. You choose to be understanding versus judgmental. You incorporate love in every conversation, no matter how tough, and you interlace love in your entire communication style: loving communication, kindness, you know what I mean? Affirmation, support. And you are committed to healing versus needing to be right. And then you consider these love languages, even if they're not your love language, but you incorporate words of affirmation in the conversation, and you make sure to maintain quality time. And you recognize that people receive gifts and love to receive gifts. So you not only give gifts, but you also receive from others instead of not receiving. You notice that, oh, maybe them washing the dishes or picking up my clothes or doing the laundry for me or cooking dinner is their attempt to give me a gift. How about I say thank you? Acts of service. I know that my husband always takes out the trash. So kind of him. I'm going to take out the trash before he gets home from work so that he doesn't even have to deal with that. I'm going to, make sure that he has everything he needs to take a shower when he gets home and just feel great. And I'm going to massage his feet. Acts of service. And then, of course, physical touch. We touch each other's shoulders and arms and put a hand around the waist or hold hands, or like I said, rub a person's foot or kiss them on the cheek, stroke their hair. All of these things are lovely. If we just do that, relationships will improve. I promise. All right. Some other things to consider. for family health, healing, and resilience? Well, we have hard rules and then we have soft rules. Okay. The hard rules are the absolute concrete requirements um, versus soft rules, which are just minor preferences. So, we have to have vanilla ice cream for the dessert, or we could just have ice cream, or we could pick another. We could do creme brulee or chocolate mousse, or if we're going to get ice cream, maybe we try Rocky Road or mint and chip, those kinds of things. Just being flexible based on, is it really that serious? That do we always have to do pizza night every Friday? Do we always have to go to, the state park for our summer vacation, or can we change it up? Right? Hard rules versus soft rules, and letting go of rigidity when it's not absolutely necessary. For example, if you have a toddler, then the hard rule may be that the child has to stay on the sidewalk and walk on the inside, right? So you're on the outside just in case there's a wild car driving by, you want to be able to protect that child. But a softer rule may be that they can decide, which toys they want to play with when it's playtime, as opposed to you having to dictate what toys they play with. Also, knowing yourself and your family members and meeting halfway for the sake of love. So sometimes we have these ideas about how we want things to be, but they're really not that important. And there's rifts in communication and challenges, all because somebody's just being so rigid. But for the love's sake, for the sake of love, can we meet halfway and let some of our toxic rigidity go? Also, recognizing the power of recognition. Recognition is the action or process of recognizing your family member, the other, or being recognized for a particular thing that you've done, an act of service. So, acknowledgement of something's existence, validating them, or just recognizing that they have a purpose, that they've done something, can really go a long way in family members. Appreciation, gratitude, thanksgiving, congratulations, giving acclaim, commendation, giving credit where credit's due, acknowledging some achievement or service or ability of your family member, no matter how large or small, can go a long way and strengthen communication, which of course creates healing and strengthens resilience. Now, here's a big one. Remembering that tomorrow is not promised, and pondering these questions, not to be morbid, but to check ourselves when our attitude is toxic or negative, or we're holding on to a grudge too long. Here's a question. What are the ways I can show my family members that they matter to me? Instead of being all mean and nasty and rude and, not giving them the silent treatment and not talking to them because they left dishes in the sink, or ignoring them because they didn't do something I wanted. What are ways I can show my family members that they matter to me? Another question. What have I done for a family member in the last 7 days, or the last 14 days, or the last 30 days that was completely selfless and all about them, not about me, not about meeting my needs? What have I done for family members in the last 7 days, 14 days, or the last 30 days? Now, some of you may go, I'm the one who does everything. I'm always doing. Okay. Then what have you done for yourself? What have you done to honor you, especially if you're living in a family paradigm where nobody seems to notice your needs and nobody does for you? What are you doing? What have you done for yourself? Here's another question. Do I recognize when my family member needs me emotionally, or am I so self-absorbed in my own agenda, problems, my own stress, my own life? Sometimes when I work with family members, whether it's the teenager or whether it's, one of the parents, or it doesn't matter who it is, there's often someone in the family that's absolutely oblivious to the fact that they could be of service. They could help a family member out just folding the laundry or doing the dishes or sweeping the floor or cooking before mom or dad gets home. That could be so appreciated and so helpful. Another question, if I do recognize when my family members need me emotionally, how do I respond to their needs? Do I get angry? Do I get aggravated that somebody needs me? Do I get annoyed? Oh my God, they're so codependent. They're so needy. Or do I look forward to the opportunities to meet those needs and to show them that I love them? Another question, if my loved one or loved ones were to pass away unexpectedly, will I be able to live with myself? Will I be okay with the way that I treated them? Will I be okay with my behavior the last time I saw them? Have I said everything that I needed to say? Have I gone out of my way to show them that they matter to me? Have I been the best version of myself to help them be the best version of themselves? So, as we consider our relationships, whether it's husband and wife, parent child dynamic, sibling dynamic, whatever it is, in laws, do we have an attitude of service? We have to consider the way we're talking to one another. Intimacy between spouses is very important. I work with a lot of couples who have put the children absolutely first, the soccer practices and the cheerleading and the football and the kids' academic becomes priority from the time the children are very young all the way till they go to college. And then what happens when the kids are 18, 19, and they're going off to college or university, these parents, they neglected their couple relationship, their intimacy for so many years. They have nothing really in common. And now they're trying to rediscover who they are, but they don't really know who they are because they made the children first. I realize that this is it's tough, right? It's a sticky situation because obviously you want your kids to know that they're loved and that they're important, and you want to empower them and help them to be self-actualized go-getters in the world. But it shouldn't happen at the expense of the relationship between the spouses. Intimacy is very important every step of the way. And even when your children are very small, there should be times, as long as the kids are safe. I'm certainly not advocating neglect, but there should be times when your door is shut and locked. And there should be times when mom and dad are playing. You could even put a sign that says mom and dad are playing. Playtime. This is quiet time for the kids. They can read a book. Um, they can watch a show. Mom and dad are going to spend some time alone. We'll be out soon and we'll be able to spend some time together. A lot of parents struggle with that and they don't feel it's appropriate, but it's very appropriate, keeping the love and the romance and the intimacy alive in your relationship. Take a shower together, make love, not just at night when the kids are asleep. Make love in the morning, make love in the middle of the day. Maintain that beautiful, dynamic, romantic relationship you had prior to children. It's important. It's important for your family to stay healthy, for you to model for your children what healthy dynamic looks like, that we don't neglect ourselves and we don't ignore the couple partnership, and make the kid the priority. That's not actually healthy. That's actually dysfunctional. A family dynamic should be a family dynamic where all parties in the family are important. And parents who teach and train their children in this regard will, they'll probably end up with children who marry well and grandchildren whose parents' marriage stays intact because you modeled it for them. Remember, as spouses, you are leaders of your family, you're leaders of your children, and your partners. You want to maintain that beautiful partnership. So check your attitude, monitor the intimacy between you and your partner. If there's a dry spell, if you guys haven't made love in a really long time, what are you going to do about that? How are you going to change that dynamic despite the fact that you have children? What are you going to do to protect your relationship at all costs? And remember, you want to nurture the relationship. And sometimes, we have to admonish, especially you, as a parent, you may have to admonish your kids, but please know that nurturing and admonition need to go hand in hand. So while you're making corrections and, maybe checking a kid that is rebellious or out there, make sure that they're also being encouraged and that they remember that they are truly loved and that they are very special. Make sure that your spouse knows they're the apple of your eye, your children know that they're the apple of your eye, and make sure you know that you're the apple of your eye. Don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget to honor yourself and to be really, really good to yourself. So these are just a few reminders to strengthen and cultivate family health, healing, and resilience. Beautiful families, rich families, healthy family dynamics. That's very, very possible. But we have to work towards it. It's just like wanting to have a beautiful body, but not ever working out or going to the gym, wanting to have a beautiful physique, but not taking care in terms of what you eat, right? Wanting to have a strong mental health, but not being cognizant about what you allow to infiltrate your mindset, right? We can't be healthy. We can't have healthy relationships or healthy, positive mental mindset and a beautiful physique and, mental health, physical health, all types of health, relationship health, if we are not investing and cultivating it. So, if you want to have a beautiful, strong, healthy family where there's healing and resilience, be diligent, be cognizant, um, invest time, energy, resources. Make yourself a party of one to be the best version of yourself within the dynamic. And I think remembering that tomorrow isn't promised, remembering that this life, we have this moment, we have this now moment, and not to be morbid, I really approach life with optimism, but because tomorrow's not promised, let's seize the day. Let's make sure that we love ourselves. Let's make sure our family members know that they're loved. Let's take every moment that we have with them to lace our words with grace and love and kindness. Let's let the pettiness go. Let's let the passive aggressiveness go. Let's let the unnecessary go so that the necessary can flourish and so that we as families can thrive.